folks over at Vanity Planet sent me this palette of 15 different brushes to try, and they come in this protective roll-up case that is made from lychee fruit shells. All of these brushes are synthetic haired, completely vegan, and they are shed free. I have been using them for the past week or so, trying them out, and they are fabulous, you guys. They are super comparable to Sigma or Morphe or MAC brushes even, and some of them are just dupes for those other brushes that I have in my collection. I will show you each brush as I use it in this tutorial, but if you want to pick up your own, you can actually get the entire pack for only $30. And I have the link in the description below so that you can pick up your own. I really, really recommend it, guys. I'm not just saying that. I'm super pleased to use these brushes moving forward. They were fabulous. They apply makeup flawlessly. I also like that the palette comes with this little pamphlet inside that explains what each of the brushes are for, what they do, and also how to clean your brushes. So that was pretty cool. Hello. So first I'm going to apply my foundation, which is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse in Natural Beige, using that flat top stippling brush. This reminds me a lot of the Sigma F80 brush, which I also have and I really, really love. Next, I'm going to take this corrector from Pixi. It's their Brightening Peach corrector, as well as this CoverGirl Light Beige concealing stick. I'm going to take that on the concealer brush. This reminds me a lot of the Sigma 75 brush, which I also have, and MAC has a brush, I think it's their 195, which they use as a concealer brush. So this is similar to those. I like that it's super dense and that it picks up a lot of the product, but that the product doesn't just soak into the brush. I can actually get that product on my face and that it applies it really smoothly. So I'm applying that concealer to my chin, to the middle of my nose, and also to my under eye area so that I can correct the redness as well as conceal and brighten those areas. I take that CoverGirl stick a bit lower than I take the corrector, just so that I can get it kind of where I was going to put my highlight and my blush, just so that I can lighten up those areas even more. But I'm not done, because I'm going to take a beauty blender, or you can just take any kind of sponge brush and blend all of that in so that you do not get any creases underneath your eye or on your forehead or anything like that. And now it's time to set that with some translucent powder. I'm using Ben Nye and a slightly damp beauty blender, or just your sponge, and I'm going to put that translucent powder underneath my eyes. I'm also going to do it on my forehead and on my chin, just so I can set all those areas so that they definitely stay lighter on top of the foundation, because I obviously haven't put on any contour or any blush yet. So now I'm going to work this neutral shade Kid from MAC into my crease using that medium fluffy blending brush from Vanity Planet. This brush pretty much is the MAC 224 brush or the Sigma E40 brush, that staple blending brush. So I'm going to kind of dig it into the corner of my eye and throughout the crease, get it a bit above that as well, and even a little bit on the lid, just so that this can be a nice transition shade for all of the other shades that we're about to put on the lid and around the eye. This color is neutral, but it's also pretty warm, so that's what I love about this color Kid. So using that same brush, I'm going to take my Coastal Scents 120 color palette and blend two of those pinky colors together and pop that right into the crease, go over that same Kid color, and I'm gonna blend that out, smoke out that pink color. Pink is pretty harsh, so I'm gonna really blend it into the eye, up above the eye, not going too high though. And I really don't want to get it on the rest of the lid because we're gonna put some other shades there. So just blend, 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 blend. Go back and forth through the crease with that same brush. So we're going to switch brushes to this creased brush from Vanity Planet using these two shades, Ransom and Fishnet, from the Urban Decay Deluxe palette from years ago. And this brush is awesome. It's like the domed utility brush from Sigma. I think that's the E34. So I'm just gonna dig those two colors kind of mixed together into the crease of my eye and start to blend inwards and upwards, just blending all of those shades together. This is gonna look really ugly right now, but keep going because this was like my least favorite part. I'm like, this looks horrid! So I'm just going back and forth doing those circular motions over and over again in the crease. Now I'm going to take this MAC satin shade called Blue Enchantment from one of their holiday collections, actually on a precision concealer brush from Vanity Planet. I'm going to pack that on the inside of the lid. I didn't like that they didn't have a precision eyeshadow brush, but this does the trick. So notice I have not really blended quite yet. I'm just getting those shades on. You can see again, I'm packing that onto the lid, trying not to get it too much into the other colors right now, not going up too far. We're gonna blend it all together in just a moment. So this brush does the trick, it's great. It's just meant for concealer according to them. So now I'm going to go back and get that big fluffy blending brush and blend these colors together. And it's okay if you overblend, you can just put some more color back into those spots again. It's just a matter of trial and error. For the brow bone, I'm going to go in with this Stila shimmer duo. It's called Kitten, and I'm going to put that right underneath the brow bone and use that fluffy brush to blend all of the other colors up into that shimmer so that there's no harsh lines. Now we'll just pop on some mascara. This is actually a two-part mascara from Lash Factory, where you put on the first kind of layer of mascara and then you put on some wispies. So it makes them look really fake. And now I'm just going to fill in my brows. This is my favorite brow kit. Of course, I use it all the time. It's Too Faced Brow Envy. I highly recommend it, and I just actually use the tools that are inside of that palette. I'm going to fill in my brows. Not too much, just a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with those Urban Decay shades for my bottom lash line, and I'm actually putting this on an old Sigma S266 brush, which is a bit smaller than the angled liner brush that this Vanity Planet brush palette comes with. I did like that angled brush, but I prefer a bit smaller of an angle just so I can have more precision. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you, whichever angled brush you want to use. I used the palette's Kabuki brush to brush away any fallout from my face so that I can finish up with some contour, using this big, rounded, fluffy brush from the palette to put on some contour, some bronzer on my cheeks. Then I used Intoxicate from Buxom, this beautiful blush with the angled blush brush from the palette, popped that on the apples of my cheeks. And I will use the same for my highlight shade and pop that on the tops closer towards my temples and blend that into the blush as well. I can do a full video on face, but really I wanted to focus on the eyes in this video. A little bit of highlight on my cupid's bow and my nose, and finish off with this gorgeous shade called Courtney from Strength Cosmetics, which is a pastel, really, really bright pink, which totally pulled the look all together. I love Strength Cosmetics. They dedicate 15% of their proceeds to victims of sexual violence. You should check out Strength Cosmetics. And here's the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching.